We're going to call the meeting to order. Tonight, after we do the pledge, can we please stand for a moment of silence for a passing of a former employee, Mrs. Pauline Kashansky. Please join us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic, indivisible, liberty. Thank you. So the first order of business is going to be the memorial resolution for Mrs. Pauline Kasajansky. Whereas Mrs. Pauline Kasajansky served the Tri-Valley School District for more than 25 years, and whereas Mrs. Pauline Kasajansky exemplified an extraordinary commitment to the students of the Tri-Valley School District, and whereas Mrs. Pauline Kasajansky passed away on September 17th, 2024, be it resolved that the Tri-Valley Central School District extends its thanks to Mrs. Pauline Kasajansky for her service, and be it resolved that the Tri-Valley Central School District extends its sympathy to the family of Mrs. Pauline Kasajansky during this time of mourning. Thank you. Moving to item number 2 is correspondence. I don't believe we have anything tonight. So moving to item number 3 is public comment session for items that are on tonight's agenda, and I don't have anyone signed up. Moving to item number 4 is presentations and guests, and we have two parts to that today. It's item 4A is the audit report from the external auditors, Mr. Justin Wood from Nugent and Hostler, PC. Welcome.
Thank you, Keith. Everybody hears me okay? All right, thank you. Like Keith said, my name is Justin Wood. I am from Nugent and Hostler, PC. We are the district auditors. We have been since 2015. And I spent about an hour tonight with the district's audit committee going over the audit report for the year ended June 30th, 2024 in detail. I won't bore this crowd with all that detail. I do just want to hit the important parts, however. So we provide within the financial statements, within the report on the financial statements, 4 different reports, one on the basic financial statements themselves, one on internal control over those financial statements, one on what we call the single audit on a individual grant that we performed an audit on, and one on the extra classroom activity funds. In all 4 instances, we gave what was called an unmodified opinion, also known as a clean opinion. It's the highest level of assurance that we can give. Also, do just want to point out that the district is in strong financial condition. They have well-funded reserves and have made great use of their capital reserves in the past, and have one set up to fund a capital reserve in the future that runs through 2032 that will allow this district to avoid paying interest on debt, to have capital projects, and essentially saving the residents of the district millions of dollars over that time period. I do, before I go, want to thank Erin and Richard and everybody on the board who participates, as well as all the members of the staff in the business office, including Kim, Martha, Leslie, Samantha, who's in the back, and Bob, who's no longer with the district, but he was a great help over the summer, along with Erin and Rich, to get us the information we needed to perform this in a timely manner, to be able to present this report before October 15th and issue the financial statements before the New York State deadline. I thank you all for having me. I wish you a great year, and just want everybody to know that I'm available throughout the year for questions at any point in time. So thank you and take care.
Thank you, Justin. Okay, moving to item number 4B is the monthly administrative reports.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to lead us off. So last year we reviewed what our title grants were, what our allocations are, and kind of where the spending goes. So for 2024, 2025, Title 1A is $335,000. What that is doing for us this year is paying for salaries for our AAS teachers. It's providing us professional development in our ELA department, K to 6. Title 2 is $31,000, and that helps us supplement our mentor program. It's also paying for our math professional development for our secondary school. Title 3 is small because we have a small E&L population, but this is the first year we applied for it. It's about $3,800. And what it's going to do for us is help us purchase the two-way translators that Ms. Williams has been looking into. We just had one of our 2 mandated E&L nights, so it provided the supplies. It helped pay for the staffing. Great turnout, a lot of smiling families. They had pizza. They painted pumpkins. They brought home an apple bake. So really utilizing this new fund to help supplement some of that cost. And Title IV is our most flexible. That's funding our after-school program. That's allowing us to have about 197 sessions of after-school club. So some of that is robotics club. We've gone back. We have a new club called Creative Minds, Puzzle Club, rug hooking in the high school, which is I had to look up because I didn't know what it was, but it's very cool and kids were in there. We just started a new 3D printing program with our second graders. They're using specialized 3D printing prints. So just a lot of new things. It helps pay for our CDOS Pathway program, which allows us to track their hours. It allows them to answer surveys, and it helps bring in assemblies. So the elementary school is going to have a magic laser light assembly in a couple weeks right before Halloween. So that'll just be a nice treat for the kids that talks about some SEL. So we're really trying to utilize our resources to bring in new things, but also cover some of our most important teaching staff as well.
Good evening. I don't have really nice pictures because mine would be boring graphs and charts that no one wants to see. As per our budget report, as our audit report, we're looking to clean up the coding of expenditures and following board policy, making some budget transfers just to make sure everything is aligned and all of our purchasing aligns to our budget. It's something we're doing on the back end. We're tightening up some of our purchasing policies and procedures to make sure we're following board and state policies. And we'll be sharing this out to the staff at upcoming staff meetings. It's something we want to give to them in person to explain the whys and the whats of it. Lastly, we have really great taxpayers in our community. As of yesterday, we had a little over 83% of all of our taxes have been come in. But since I ran that report, there's been a stack of envelopes and more taxes coming in. We have great taxpayers who pay their taxes on time, and we do appreciate that. Thank you.
Good evening. So unfortunately, I couldn't fit everything on one slide, so I cheated and used two. I could have fit it on one slide, but you would not have been able to read it, so neither would I. First thing I want to share with you is we did do an expansion over the summer of Chromebooks to the K through 3 classroom. Previously, we used to have sets of 5 per classroom, and they would use those basically just in centers. With the new iReady program, there was requests that we actually have full classroom sets, so we are now actually fully one-to-one, which will make the state happy. They always ask us when we're planning on doing that. And we are now there. There is one Chromebook per every student in a classroom now for this year. And the amount of work we're able to get done with their help is just tremendous. And we had just an amazing group this year as well. We also began a new IT department internship. We actually have 3 high school students who started last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe now. Our goals are really threefold with that program. We're providing high school students with the opportunity to explore careers in IT, see a little bit what it's like on the ground. They are also helping us right now with asset management, things like that. And that's going to morph into the spring into actually getting into cybersecurity, and they're going to get hands-on experience with that, helping us with projects that help us, as well as our tremendous learning experiences for them. And we replaced in the last couple of months. We just finished it, our replacement of our web filter. Our old web filter was receiving worse and worse support, so we were able to replace that with a competing product that performs better and also saved us about $3,500 over what it would have cost us to renew the old one. So that was a win on both sides. We're also preparing for a tabletop exercise with the Department of Homeland Security. That's a short statement that represents a monstrous amount of work, as my fellow administrators can attest with some of the stuff I've shared with them recently. We have an upcoming penetration test of our network, which is an outside firm that is going to be doing kind of the same function that auditors do from the financial perspective, but from a tech perspective. We do everything we can to make ourselves secure, but it's also always a good thing to have that outside set of eyes to periodically test, make sure whether there's any problems with your security that you're not aware of. It gives you the opportunity to fix them before the bad guys find them. We are in our final year of teacher desktop to laptop conversion, basically replacing all of the old desktops that teachers had in the classrooms with laptops that allows them that flexibility to use the tools that they use in the classroom wherever they happen to be. Our 3D camera project that was presented onto the board in the past is now in progress. Work is beginning on a This is Tri-Valley series, where we'll actually be taking 3D videos of the school and doing kind of a tour where new students would be able to see that. We can share that with the community. We're also getting ready to begin capturing tours of various universities. So we've been speaking with the guidance department, identifying some of the key places that we tend to have a lot of students apply to, that they might not have the funds or the ability to go and actually take the tours. They'll actually be able to take a 3D tour of those universities from right here at Tri-Valley. And last but not least, we've been adding some additional security cameras to the network, eliminating some blind spots that had previously existed that we'd identified with our security department, and we have several more cameras that are going up later this month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So I have had the pleasure of working with some of our community partnerships. As of lately, I've been working with the Frost Valley program. I certainly want to thank Tony, Katie, and Vicki Eddings. They have offered some of our Tri-Valley students the opportunity to attend their after-school program at a discounted rate. We have about 8 to 10 slots, what we're calling scholarships, as offered by Frost Valley for some of our elementary students to be able to stay after school for that program. The students are being recommended by some of the elementary school counselors as well as the administration. And with our collaboration, we've been able to already enroll 3 students, fill 3 of those scholarships. And what the benefit of that is to be able to get some of the secondary school siblings of those elementary school students to be able to engage in all of the after school opportunities that the secondary school has to offer. Unfortunately, we know a lot of our secondary school students have to go home after school in order to supervise or babysit their elementary age siblings. So this has been very, very helpful. So I want to thank Frost Valley for that. I also got to take a trip. So we have our Sullivan County Department of Health has been supporting our students who are in need of any immunizations. So if there was a student who was at risk of possibly not being able to attend because they needed a certain shot or they needed a second shot of a series, I've been working with Amanda Wolf over at the Department of Health. And one of the days, I actually got to take a ride over and actually watch this happen and help one of our students to be able to get one of her immunization vaccinations. But I did want to thank Amanda for all of the support. She's been great in being able to communicate with our nurses here at school. And our nurses have done a great job in communicating with families for students who are in need of any of those immunizations. But at this point, I believe we have all of our students vaccinated, so we're in a good spot for the school year. Our transportation of secondary school students. So that was something that was started a few years ago where there was an opportunity for secondary school students to be able to have bus transportation to some of our evening after school events. Most recently, we had our homecoming bonfire, and there were announcements made in the secondary school where students were listening. They did have questions about how to actually get enrolled in that picking up and dropping off in order to be able to attend the after school events. And we had 3 students sign up through my office with my assistants. And after the bonfire, they came back and showed me the pictures that they took. So it's a great opportunity. The students are absolutely excited in utilizing that transportation. So I'd like to thank the board certainly for being able to have that in place for them. Last year, taking a look at some of our attendance concerns for students and working with them. This year, working with the guidance department in the secondary school. Those students just did not, a lot of the students, I should say, just did not have the stamina to stay in school for a full day. So looking at what their future aspirations were, the Sullivan County BOCES VOTEC program had opportunities for them to be able to kind of get some insight into what that career would look like. So we went ahead with the school counselors in the secondary school and got them registered for the VOTEC programs. I can tell you that there's one student that is an absolute success story. At this point in the school year last year, she was already absent for 10 days. This year, she's only been absent for 3, and she's enrolled in the animal science program over at Sullivan BOCES. I've been in correspondence with her parents, and they're ecstatic to see that she smiles every day and is excited to come to school. She comes in the morning for her program here at Tri-Valley, and then she goes to her program over at Sullivan BOCES, and I've seen lots of pictures of all the creatures that she's petting and feeding. She loves it. I support her, but one of the things that the program does require is the idea that the students have certain kinds of uniforms. So in collaboration and working with Ms. Eberly and certainly the Sullivan County BOCES VOTEC principal, we're working on making sure that those students have any of the equipment that they need. And I'd also like to thank some of our school nurses here and some of our retired school nurses who also donated some nursing scrubs that the students needed. With one quick email, I have a crate filled with all of the nursing scrubs that the students could need for a couple of years still. So I thank everybody for that. I had the opportunity to present to some of our new teachers at their mentor meeting, certainly doing everything we can to be sure that they're supported. The mentors were excellent. They asked great questions on behalf of their mentees. So certainly our teachers are doing a great job of being sure that they're bringing on board the new teachers really very well. So that was a successful meeting that we had there. And finally, our academic intervention services are up and running for grades 1 through 8. Now that we have some of our remedial services set up, our next goal is to go ahead and start looking at some of the accelerated opportunities to be able to get that started for our students in those grades. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So as Miss Williams had talked about, we had our homecoming and some exciting things going on within our building. We had our Spirit Week that was set up by our student council. We had sports games all throughout the week, and then we culminated at the end with our bonfire and then homecoming dance. The bonfire, I just want to say thank you to our Grahamsville Fire Department, our admin team, our security team, and any volunteers that came. It was a successful night. We had grilling going on, hamburgers and hot dogs, and a lot of fun. So our students had a really great time at that. And then after that, we also had our dance on Saturday. Thank you for our student council advisors who helped put on that event, and all of our staff volunteers. So it was super successful, and our students had a really great time. As you might have seen on Parent Square, and as our guidance department has been updating, we've really brought a lot of college representatives already into the school, and we'll continue this throughout the school year. It's really helping students be able to connect, kind of go over their goals, hopes, and ambitions, and really meet with some people one-on-one to go over anything that they might have questions about with colleges and futures coming up. We also, our guidance department is working hard this year to set up some field trips to some local colleges that they're very interested in, and bringing groups to the campuses to tour them. So it's been really exciting. As always, our military recruiters are also starting to get set up, and we're working with numerous students on that end as well. And then some exciting things that have also been going on in our building. This year, we started a new English language learners program, and our not new program, but we started a new class. So this class has been in collaboration with Miss Diamond and Mr. Theo. They've been working together with some of our newer families in the area and bringing them out on trips into the community, which has been fantastic. Our students are learning all about our post office services, our banking services. They're going to the library and coordinating with a lot of local businesses to bring these students out so they can learn about what's out there in our community. And then eventually their families are getting involved and learning about these services to really welcome them to our area and help them meet services and meet potential employers as well, so they can really feel acclimated to our area. Our career readiness program is also up and running. As you heard Mr. Butler saying, we have some interns in-house. I'm just going to go over a couple of the other intern opportunities that our students have been doing. So right now we have one student who's been assigned in the DEP Reservoir Operations team. We have 2 other students working with the Water Resource Recovery Operations team. We have a student working with a local landscaping company. And then we have a few students working within the school with our technology department, our communications specialists, and within the elementary school. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all our partnerships within that. And of course, Ms. Tanya Hugler, who's our workplace learning coordinator. She's been really working hard to get these students ready and looking up careers and different areas, especially within our own community. Our senior Canvas project, I don't know if any of you took a peek in there. I tried to have it done within a week, and our seniors have become so involved in this and have been super excited about it and are taking their time and really putting a lot of effort into these. So the canvases will hopefully be up by next board meeting, but they asked for an extension of time so they can continue working on them. But they're really awesome. They have had so much fun with it, and we're really excited to get those hung up and displayed for all of them. Coming up within our school, we have Fire Prevention Day down in the elementary school, and our junior firefighters will be participating and volunteering their time for that. So they will all be down at our elementary school tomorrow morning. We have our SAT coming up. That's for our 11th and 12th graders. This is our fall opportunity. We also have it coming up in the spring. We have our PSAT NMSQT, which stands for National Merit Qualifying Scholarship Test. This is provided and allowed by our district. We cover this cost for all of our 11th graders who wish to participate. This opens up an opportunity for numerous scholarships and gets them involved so that they can qualify for as many scholarships as possible. So we offer this as a district to all of our 11th graders. And then another important thing coming up is our Free SUNY Application Week. This is statewide. This is offered for the week of 10/21 to 11/3. And this is for, you can apply up to 5 SUNY schools for free. So we are pushing our students. We will have computers set up and stations set up so that they can all apply. And this is a free opportunity for them to get their applications into any SUNY school across New York State. So it's super exciting. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Learning is off to the races at the elementary school. Our hallways are full of student work. If you are upstairs in the primary area, there's a lot of fall-themed things that are happening, leaves, pumpkin patches, still some All About Me writings and colorings that they've done. Moving all the way down through the H-wing, we have a lot of the same. We have a lot of fall-themed apples, what is nice to be kind, what it means to be kind. And then you move down, and the picture I have here is ancient technology from the 1900s. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a fax machine and a CD player. So our technology classes have been researching what it's like to be from the 1900s, which doesn't make me too happy when I'm walking by that. So it's been really cool to see how the teachers are putting everything together within the building. Our teachers are working really hard professional development wise. They're working on their literacy components with UFly and iReady and the Writing Revolution. We've been getting a lot of really great feedback from the teachers on how it's going to be impactful this year with their students. So they're very excited to be working through new ways of getting information out to our little children. We also have some upcoming events.
Good evening, everyone. I am super excited about our upcoming October events. Tomorrow we are having our Fire Prevention Day. The Grahamsville Fire Department will be visiting our school along with the junior firefighters in celebration of Fire Prevention Week. We are super excited about that. Students will learn the importance of fire prevention while rotating between 4 stations. Some of the stations are fire safety, smokehouse, a fire truck tour, and also stop, drop, and roll. We also next week have Anti-Bullying Spirit Week in celebration of Bullying Prevention Week. Students will participate in various activities in celebration of Anti-Bullying Spirit Week, such as Smile Day, Unity Day. We are also having students participate in anti-bullying pledge and also Superhero Day. So we're super excited about that.
Good evening. We also have trunk or treat coming up. That's always a highlight for our students. I've been able to eat lunch with the kids, and they're telling me all about their costumes that they're getting, and they have multiples and can't wait to wear them out. So trunk or treat hosted by the PTO along with Stuff the Bus on the 26th. And then on the 31st, we're going to be having our fall festival character costume parade. So the kids, hopefully it's nice, will be able to walk outside in the circle here and kind of parade around, see everybody else's costume. And I know that's a real highlight for our students.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. So obviously a lot happening this time of year. In regards to wellness, we did receive a grant through Sullivan 180. So that is going to be applied to putting a salad bar in our cafeteria. The goal is to get it to be farm to table. And it's actually was kind of a student-led. Some of our students saw a need. They approached Skylar Musa, who applied for the grant, and we found out, I think last week or the week before, that we did, in fact, receive it. We are also going to be opening our community weight room again. We're switching it up a little bit, and by that, it's going 3 nights a week as opposed to 2. So we are looking to open it next week, waiting on a few final touches, if not the latest the week after. In addition, we were able to, through grants, get 9 more AEDs. We found a few needs throughout the school. One being we had this, brand new, beautiful weight room and cardio room, but we decided we needed obviously an AED in each location. We were also able to get them to our nurses, and then a few more for athletics and our trainer. From the athletics side, first and foremost, I want to thank Cass and our ag department. We have been doing senior rec what feels like every other night for more teams than we have, but it's been a great time. Cass is providing the bags and the candy and decorating and just really celebrating our seniors. The ag department has been providing the flowers, and again, knock on wood, the weather's been really great, and we haven't had to reschedule too much, including senior recs. Also, what used to be a softball field that was generally underwater, Jesse Bell put a lot of work in, converted it into the new hammer cage area. We purchased a new hammer cage. This way, some of our athletes who are kind of exceeding the space of the one we currently had now have plenty of room. And it just really looks great and makes it a more usable area for us. And again, the fall season has just been off to a great start. We have several teams that are either very much on the way or have already made sectionals. I'm going to bring back that weather thing. It's been great. I don't know about you all. I'm thrilled it's finally cold out. Fall is here, my favorite time. And we hope it keeps going. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for the updates. Okay, moving to item number 5 is the superintendent's report from Ms. Erin Long.
Good evening. Last night, the Sullivan County School Boards Association held their annual awards for outstanding educators and outstanding friends of education. We honored 4 members of our Tri-Valley team. 2 teachers were awarded, Christine Cox and Bethany Hamilton. And we honored 2 people for the Friends of Education Award, and that was Leonore Egan, who took the microphone herself and spoke, and Norma Pena. Our superintendent's group meets every month, and last week we met the president of SUNY Sullivan, the new president. We shared our concerns about programming and the cost for our high school students. He was very receptive to our feedback. I also learned that per the New York State Commissioner, it is not a gift of taxpayer dollars for the district to cover the cost of tuition for our students. I also learned that we can explore more opportunities than just SUNY Sullivan. Syracuse University has a program for high school students. SUNY Albany does. Hudson Valley Community College, Tompkins County Community College, and I'm sure there's more out there. So if everyone agrees, I'd like to do some work with Rich on our budget and estimate what those costs would look like to offer tuition to all of our students. Our Parent Square is working very well as our communication platform. We have 99% of our families receiving our communication either through the app they've put on their phone or an email. So we will begin to phase out our school messenger, but it seems to be working pretty well so far. Great news for us. We had a temporary SRO, Lydia Weish, that was here with us for a month or two until we had a new school resource officer. She has knocked it out of the park. She has made connections with our kids, our students, our staff. She's just all over the place. She was helping a third grader get in the classroom to get their lunch money today, but is really, I think she's putting on maybe 12, 13 miles a day in her steps and has been a real asset. So there's been wonderful feedback from our staff. And with that, the sheriff's office is going to allow her to stay with us. So we're very happy to have her with us. Tomorrow, we will be administrating a school climate survey to our students in grades 3 through 12. The survey is to gather information about student perceptions of school and feelings about being in school. We'll be using this data to help the focus of our social and emotional component of our MTSS work. And we shared this information on Parent Square with our families yesterday. On Friday, they were speaking earlier, Friday, November 1st, we will be hosting a district-wide conference day for all of our staff. We have several professional development opportunities, including continued work with our Ulster BOCES consultants in math. There are 2 new Regents exams, living environment and earth science, and so we are bringing in folks to talk about science investigations. Sullivan 180 is going to be providing youth mental health first aid. We also have several data meetings and grade level department work happening on that day. One of the things we're trying to collaborate with our area superintendents is this regionalization. It is something that's eventually coming from the state around providing equitable opportunities for all students. So we've partnered with Sullivan West. They'll be joining us on this conference day. They'll be coming to us. We'll be sending some of our staff to BOCES for a training. And then in the future, I think our 8 component districts are looking at ways that we can offer programming and classes to each other. There'll be a lot of logistics, schedules are different, but in conversation, Sullivan West is looking for a computer applications college program. We offer that. So if there was a way that they could join us in that shared service, that's the direction that we're going. Mr. Biebenroth, Mr. Snyder, and myself attended a webinar the other day. It's called Foiled Again, and it's an in-depth discussion about how to handle foils. We found it very valuable. And it's helping us with the processing of the foils. So just quickly, these are the foils that we've received recently. On September 12th, we received a foil from Janet Diamond for all documents, including purchase orders, bid documents pertaining to the purchase of a skidster, a loader as discussed at the board meeting on the 12th, all documents, including purchase orders, claim forms, and receipts pertaining to travel and reimbursement of expenses for Richard Biebenroth and Amanda Eberly, contained in the warrant that was discussed at the board meeting. We received a foil on September 30th from Janet Diamond for all documents, including purchase orders, bid documents, quotes, and invoices pertaining to the purchase of banners, signs, decals, rugs, and any other products or items with the words "Many Bears, One Den," and all documentation regarding signposts and other related items to display the propaganda, all correspondence, including memos, emails between the district staff, board members, and/or vendors regarding this signage and messaging. We received a foil on September 30th from Cindy Mickelson for the budget status report for 24-25, showing the original appropriation and all expenditures for all budget codes to date. That is all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to item number 6, items the board would like pulled from tonight's agenda. Anyone? Okay, moving to item number 7 is the consent agenda. It is an action. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Pat,
Second.
second by Rose. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved that upon a recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the entire consent agenda, categories 7 through 12. Moving to item number 13 is board committee reports. Anybody have anything? Okay. We'll move to item number 14 is old business. Don't think we have anything tonight, right? Moving to item 15 is public comment session for items that are not on tonight's agenda, and we have Mr. Bob Curry. Welcome.
Probably heard this saying that I need that like I need another hole in the head. Well, recently I got another hole in the head and I really needed it. So anyway, tonight I would like to thank the board for the use of the facilities here. And thank Corey Turner for the guided tour that we had. And it was really great. And Corey did a good job. And I've seen parts of the school that I've never seen before. And one little note, this little girl that hangs around with me all the time, I asked her if she wanted to see the whole school rather than just the elementary. Oh, yeah. So we went around with Corey, and he was a little slow, so we went for a little walk. And she walked in one of the bathrooms upstairs, and the door, no doors on it, which is good. And she walked in there, and she went like this. She said, "This is beautiful." So you know what people think of the bathrooms and the work that has been done. I would kind of like to see maybe the public could go through some of these things in the future so they could turn around and say, "This is beautiful," because it is. Thank you.
Great. Hey, Bob, tell the board what the tour was, because I'm not sure everyone knows.
Oh, okay, okay. We had a class reunion. 3 different years came, and we had use of the auditorium. We had it catered, and we had a tour of the whole school. Corey went around room by room in most of the areas through the theater. I missed some stuff down in this area here. I don't know. It was pretty much a partial tour, but it was very good. And it was, all the alumni that come back, they pretty much knew the original T and the big gym over here. And they're amazed at what's happened since then.
Very good.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, moving to item number 16 is announcements, reminders, and upcoming events. Anybody have anything to add? Okay. Moving to item number 17 is new business. We have 3 items, so it's going to be 17A is the approval of the MOU. It is in action. Can I have a motion to approve the MOU?
So move.
George, motion by George,
Second.
second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, Board of Education approves the MOU between the Tri-Valley Central School District and the Tri-Valley Teachers Association, dated October 1, 2024, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item number 17B is approval of a contract. It is an action. Can I have a motion for the approval of the contract? Motion by Pat,
Second.
second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
Unanimous.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the contract between the Tri-Valley Central School District and the Center for Discovery as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item number 17C is additional services agreement. It is in action. Can I have a motion for the additional services agreement? Motion by Pat. Second by Nicole. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the additional services agreement between Tri-Valley Central School District and Sullivan Bose's as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item number 18 is board comments session. We'll go around the room. George, anything?
If I may. Just to piggyback a little bit on what Bob said, it was a class reunion of 64, 65, and 66. And there was about 50 of us. And we wanted to make sure that the administration was thanked for everything they've done for us to get that approved here. But, and also Corey Turner was our guide. And that was a good one because a relative of his was also in the class of 65. So it had a little history here as well. He did a good job, and the staff setting up upstairs, because we did have a buffet upstairs, and it was put on by Neversink General Store. But the biggest thing that came out of it, that they were, it's been a long time, when you really want to look at it, since our era was in school. And they were impressed of how it evolved here at Tri-Valley. They really was really awed by it. And the biggest thing was it was so bright and clean. And everywhere they went, they really thought that this was great. And it really brought back a lot of memories that they had. And one of the first memories that they came through, we came into the side door out here by the furnace room, and they walked by the trophy case. And that's why I had brought it up prior that they were really proud of what was in there, and it brought back substantial memories. So I thank you so much. I'd like to talk a little bit about the awards dinner. I know Superintendent talked about it a little bit, but I want to make sure that the public knows the Outstanding Educator Awards went to Christine Cox and Bethany Hamilton. And our Outstanding Friends to Education was Norma Pena and Leonore Egan. So we do have good community members and good staff here. But the biggest thing was I was really impressed by the amount of people from Tri-Valley that was there. There was over 30 of them, 30 of us. And not many districts had that number. So thank you to the staff and to the administration. And I was honored to have a part in that, to take part, just to be there. Sometime maybe we have the administrations giving the reports, and I really enjoy that, and I think it's important. But I'd like to have a facility condition report, and we haven't had that only once since I've been here. So if that could be done, because we may need to talk about that someday in the near future. Last Saturday, there was an issue with the facilities over at the administration building underneath for the public. Was that taken care of?
So we've had that septic pumped twice this week. That is what we had approved early on for an emergency repair. The pumps have been ordered. They're coming from Germany. They were supposed to arrive at the beginning of September, and now we're looking at the third weekend of October for arrival. So we're putting some additional accommodations in if those pumps fail again.
Do they have an expiration date on those pumps that we could plan ahead?
I will check on that.
It's unfortunate it happened in the fall. If it was wintertime, it'd be great. There's nothing over there.
I think there was a lot of research to find the pumps. It's hard to get those pumps, and it took a lot of time to find them. And the only place we could get them from was Germany.
Yeah, I know all about it. It took me 6 months, so I don't know how you're going to do it. I'd like to thank Tammy Shabodi for the donation. I think it's a great addition to the, I believe, the elementary. So thank you.
So Tammy had made for our UPK and kindergarten classrooms a round rug that comes from a movie, and it's a place to go sit when you want to share your feelings. You just need a place to go vent. They're beautiful. They're very cute. So our young ones are going to enjoy that as a kind of a de-escalation space in their classrooms.
Travis, anything?
I have nothing tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gary? It's not on. It's not on.
I think it's working now. Why don't we use any like porta potties or restrooms over at the athletic facilities in the fall for our sports? I mean, we have a lot of people that utilize the ADA accessibility, and I think it makes more sense to have bathrooms on this side of the parking lot than having to travel and then go around the admin building. So is there a reason that the watershed, are we not utilizing that? Is it an expense that we haven't explored? But people, when they come up to the concession stand, they're like, why do we have to go all the way across the street and around the building to use the restrooms? So it is a concern by our guests and the local community.
I agree. That is what we're going to be doing moving forward in the future. I'm not sure of the history. I think I can check on that. I'm just wondering if because we had facilities, that was just generally where people went to use them. But I agree. I think we need to have something up above. I think for some of our folks that have trouble getting around, it's difficult to go down those stairs and then to get back up.
Right. I mean, we have it, I think, for the baseball field. I think we have something behind the school. So that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Tim?
Real quick, the grounds look great. Fall is like easily the prettiest place around. The school is really the envy of a lot of people. I talked to a couple of coaches that were from Ticonderoga, and they were blown away at like the layout and the leaves changing in the valley, and pretty cool stuff. So something to be proud of. Also, Pat just reminded me, and I wanted to touch on this. Our new trainer, athletic trainer, long overdue. She's really kicking butt, running around like a maniac. Our kids are driving her nuts, I'm sure. The girls' modified soccer team had like 15 kids getting taped the other day. So everyone's really excited she's here. She's doing a good job. And, right now she's, taking care of a million things, but God forbid we ever need her for a life-saving measure. She's there. And I know as a parent and as a community member, that means a lot.
And I just want to add, I think a lot of what is happening is a result of the civics class and the projects that the kids have did. So Shane Williams was the one that wanted to get started the busing for our kids that needed busing. I know that your son also did a presentation about having an athletic trainer. We had girls last year that were really advocates around healthy eating. So these are all these service projects our kids are doing, and they're useful and they're authentic and they're really making a difference for us.
One more thing too, the college visits, when they come here, is it like open to all the upperclassmen and they have time to flow through? And awesome, because I'm still talking to a lot of kids here that have like no plan, and I'm like, you're to the finish line, you're about to set free, and so if we can just stay on that, I appreciate it. I think their family members will appreciate it.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, just piggybacking off of what Tim was saying about Tiffany, the athletic trainer. Wonderful idea brought forward by our students. Having had a child who was seriously injured at a game where no one was really there except for a parent who was a nurse, I just feel a lot better, in any sport having a trainer there. She's a shot. Somebody's down, she's out there, and just thank you for everybody who made that possible. And touch on what George said about the award ceremony last night. The four ladies that were nominated, I think they exemplify what Tri Valley is about. They're just professionals, great human beings, and it was nice to see them recognized. Thank you.
Thanks. Rose? Nicole?
I have a couple of things. And my questions are more from the viewpoint, if you don't mind. But so I love that you partnered with Frost Valley. I think that that's a great opportunity for our high school kids. Are you going to reach out to specific families that you see that could benefit, or are you putting it out and waiting for responses back? Sorry. Okay. It is so incredible, right? When you said it, I couldn't help but smile. Great job. And then I completely forgot. Never mind. Never mind. And then my only other thing was I have noticed on the parent side of things, the communication for parents square, great job, especially from the administration. I've really seen that. The only thing is maybe if we can get a little bit more teacher involvement, we still get a lot of emails. I know it's a brand new thing, but
So
maybe
Melanie
we can get a
Menke, our
little more.
communication person, and Frank Snyder really have been the lead on this. And so we're tracking our families that haven't signed up for the app, and we're tracking our staff that has not engaged in it yet. And we'll be offering them. She offers some one-to-one sessions all the time, but that'll be one of our focuses on November 1st, that we're going to target some of those folks and get them going with it. So some teachers are really actively using it, and then some, it's a little bit of a change. It's going to replace some of the systems they've used, like Class Dojo or, the Remind app. So it's baby steps. I'm so pleased that the community has embraced it as well as they have, and we'll be helping our teachers as well.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, we're moving to item number 19 is adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Pat. Who was the second? Second by Rose. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Okay, that is 7:55 PM. Thank you. Have a safe trip home.